Wagwan and welcome along to Fourever Arsenal. We are back with another big show. Lee Judges is in the building, Curtis is in the building, and...
Who?
Who's this guy?
Who?
Contrary to Hey, contrary to popular belief, I'm back. I've not been sacked yet. We're here. We're back, boys.
welcome back, man.
Thank you. Buzzing to be
again?
back. Get out of it, man. I'm back. We're here today. We're ready, boys.
Where have you been?
Where have I been? Well, you know, viewers, I can't lie to you, I've been letting you down a bit lately, but what I will say is the last episode, the boys knew I weren't going to be here last episode, and I'd say it was for a special reasoning. I'd say it's for a reasoning not any of you probably would have left the show for, you know, so I thought I'd show you today, guys. I'm not sure if you can see on the table, but there is a lovely...
So lift it up.
We'll lift it up. We have got a lovely signed Saka shirt here, as you all say. Maybe you can see on the camera it says 2 Jack on.
I thought it said Kenya from there.
I can't really go into too much detail other than that, but as you can see, I was with the man himself, and hopefully all you at home will see what I was up to soon. But yes, I had a good excuse. I wasn't missing it for no other reason than the man himself, Bukayo Saka.
Where's that one, man?
Oh, he said there's something like, you know, the pen ran out of ink and, you know...
So he looks after himself, guys.
Yeah, of course.
Gets himself a Saka shirt. Man.
Hey, but what I will say is, like I said, I can't go into too much what I was up to, but the footballers know what Fourever Arsenal is. That's all I can say. The footballers know about Fourever Arsenal.
Nice. How was it, Saka?
It's good, man. It was good. We had a good chat. Obviously,
nice person.
Can't go into too much.
Everybody always can't. What was this? You did
Secret Service. You know what I mean? What's going on? Can't go into too much. If he was all right or not. He was good. He was good. He was good. I mean, it was my first time ever meeting him, and obviously we had some chats off camera and stuff. He's very, you know, he's got a big PR team. He's a superstar. So there's a lot of stuff that I wanted to ask that he couldn't say. He couldn't tell us. But obviously, I asked him the question: are we going to win the league? And he looked at me and said, I hope so. So, but I hope so too, mate. But yeah, great guy, had a lot of time for me. He's excited, man. You can see, obviously, I'm young, but Saka's actually younger than me. So you can see the buzzing on him. And judging off what he was saying and the way he is, they are going for it, man. I know it's obvious to us, but they really are going for it. Anyone at home that thinks that these guys aren't sitting there thinking 24/7 a day about this title and what we can win, you're wrong. I can tell you that that's all he was thinking about. He's got about 15 people around him telling him that's all he can think about. So, yeah, man, the players are locked in. And big up Bukayo Saka.
Yeah, it's good that they're locked in, man, because, you know, as we saw at the weekend, like, game after game after game now, they're coming thick and fast. We had the FA Cup at the weekend, got the Champions League coming back now, big game against Bayer Leverkusen. Then at the weekend, Everton. I mean, like, every game matters now. This is squeaky bum time. This is every single thing matters, and you know, weekend was good.
Very good.
Mansfield at your place.
Before we go on, like, you know what I mean, Jack ain't got the bottle to say, but I have, like, you know what I mean, like, this has got to stop. Right, it
has got to stop.
Yeah, the lateness has got to stop, like, you know what I mean? You know, you're doing an Aubameyang again, like, you know what I mean? Like.
The lateness, I was 5 minutes. I
remember getting deducted points for that.
Jack's got a video for you to this is Jack. So
this is Jack, yeah. There's also Lee in the video.
A pair of us have had enough, so we've got someone with a message, right, you know?
Robbie, it's Mike Dean here. I'm here being late all the time for your podcast. Can't happen again.
We got the big man.
He's been red carded and a point deducted.
Well, now, hold on, we've got to Stockley Park.
Hey,
you got Mike Dean showing me red cards now. Because I've got on blue, I ain't Chelsea.
He weren't happy with you. Like,
that's a good video.
Curtis said to me this morning when I was setting out, he goes, Robbie, watch the motorway, man. He goes, it's really, really bad. And he was right. And I still managed to get it, 5 minutes late? I'd have been there early.
Hey.
You can't wait to, you know, get points deducted.
No, his was different. He's about 45 minutes late.
Whoa. All I was saying, I remember earlier on in the shows, I was 2-3 minutes late and getting points,
Nah, we never
points
done
taken, points stolen off me, points gripped off me.
For 2 minutes.
Well, I reckon that, you know, it's got to be like going into the comments or saying it, because it's every week, isn't it?
It's
like,
not every week. I was there before you last week.
Was he?
Yeah, you know I was. So shut up, man. I was here before you. But going back to the game, Mansfield was all right. Your place.
Yeah,
we used to play.
Yeah, good atmosphere. By the way, I thought Saka was unbelievable. You know what I mean? If he tunes in, then I'll give Saka
Yeah, always rated him.
What cameo that was, by the way. Unbelievable. Like,
World class.
No, listen, they you have to give them a lot of credit. They played well, didn't they? Like, it weren't no joke.
Very well.
You know what I mean? And I thought the fact that we had to draw for the big guns as well, because I was thinking, maybe can give Saka and Eze the day off. There's no days off, was there? And a couple of injuries as well, hopefully, and nothing serious. But cup football, the win is the most important thing. And you saw Chelsea look extra time. Sunderland got knocked out.
Sunderland got knocked out by Port Vale, who were lower.
One thing I don't understand with the
they're
FA Cup.
bottom of League One, aren't they? Which is that means they're lower than Mansfield.
Do you think like these mid-table Premier League teams? Why rotate your team?
Brother,
why
listen,
not try and win an FA Cup?
Fulham yesterday. What were they doing? What were they doing?
They haven't got a game until it ain't like us where we've got to play Leverkusen. You know, City have got a game during the week. Chelsea have got a game. Liverpool have got a game. They haven't got a game until next weekend. They've never won a cup in their history. Go for it.
I can't understand it.
I honestly couldn't believe what they, you know, it makes
Sunderland
no
did
sense.
it as well. You know what I mean? Rested a couple of players, like, you know what I mean? I just don't understand. I don't understand it, like, you know, we can understand it when you're playing like Champions League, and you get a little bit frustrated even when we're doing it. But you know, Fulham, by the way, are on the back of a couple of fantastic results. You know what I mean? Like, just thrown it away now. Like, I couldn't believe what I was seeing yesterday.
I thought they prioritised that. They're going to definitely stay in the division. Yeah. You think, you know, and Sunderland. You'd think both of them would sort of prioritise that and say, all right, this is a chance to win a trophy. Crazy, but anyway, listen, they're gone. You know, they're out, but we're not. And like you said, it was a battle. You know what I mean? Like, I felt if we'd have took some of the early chances, it might have been a bit of a different game, but we didn't. And like you said, man, credit to Mansfield, right? It was a great atmosphere there. They were right up for it. That's the thing, when you go to play them teams, they are up for it, man. If you think you're going to go there and just have a little easy afternoon, you're not. Yeah. And I always remember this coach, professional coach at Arsenal, telling me that the big difference between players that play down at that level and players that play, say, in the Premier League, he said it's not massive. He goes, it's the fact that the players in the Premier League are able to do it week in, week out. And sometimes those players, they can't. They can't do it week in, week out, or they may not have a certain, what they call in football, a superpower. Like, you know, like you'll have players in the Premier League, they're lightning quick or they're unbelievably skillful. They may not have that as much as those players, but on any given day, they can turn it on. And that was a given day for Mansfield, and they played really well.
Yeah.
Played really well.
It was a proper cup game. It was a proper cup game in terms of like the physicality and you know, one long ball. The whole crowd are behind every long ball that's going over. I saw they kept panning to the owner. The owner had I think his missus there is also a part owner as well. And every time they're buzzing, every time they just get the ball. And it's when you're dealing with teams like that, whereas normally in the league and stuff, we're dealing with teams that we haven't conceded yet, we're buzzing. Them guys, they just want to get the ball and go forward. They want to say, I've had a shot on target against Arsenal. Oh my God, I've scored against Arsenal. They're in that mindset. So it was good to play against, I think. And also the fact that, it might just be me talking, but the FA Cup, the round we're in and stuff, I've been so pressurised by the league and the Champions League and the League Cup that it was quite nice to just have a game where I thought, hey, we conceded. I weren't too angry. It was like, I still think we're going to win. Eze's goal was nice. It was just a nice game to watch as a fan after so much pressure, just to sit back and watch it and go, hey, it's a good cup game.
That was the thing, like, you thought, like, oh, there's no pressure on this game, and, like, you know, it was a relaxing sort of thing. You actually got up there to Mansfield, and listen, they were very friendly and all that, but once you got to the ground, I was thinking, it's like you just say, it's going to be a nice game and everything like that. You got into the ground and you went, oh, hold on a minute, this looks a little bit like the pitch weren't the greatest. The atmosphere that they created was unreal.
And the fans were proper spiky.
Proper
second
like,
again,
That's mad, isn't it?
There was 2 sections, but the upper section was like with a drum. They were at it from minute 1 to the end. And when their striker scored the goal, we come up to the Arsenal fans, shush and all that. And it was a proper cup tie. It was going back to I actually felt like I was young again, going back into the old days. It was like, very, very similar to going back into the 90s and that, watching a game of football like, it was raw. It was a really I actually thoroughly enjoyed the whole day, like that, people turn around and say, oh, you struggled to get through. That is what the FA Cup was about years ago and all that. There was no gimmies. You had to work hard for it. And Arsenal had to work hard for that game and gets into the next round. And that is credit to Mansfield and everything about Mansfield that day. Just went up in my estimations. I'll be following them a little bit now because they were absolutely fantastic on a day. What an atmosphere! The place was buzzing, wasn't it? When we went round by the ground, absolute, and like it's sort of like, do I really want to go to this game? Do I want to? By the time the kickoff, I was energised. It was 12 o'clock early kickoff, but I was energised for the game, and we got the job done. That could have gone either way at one stage. You know what I mean? At 1-1, if they would have scored, it could have been really tricky for us. But as a class goal, that, by the way, just the little bit of class told, and for me, like, it was a pleasure to be there to watch Max Dowman. I thought he was outstanding.
No, Max, like for me now, I think he's got to be involved in the Premier League. I don't care how old he is. Like, I thought he was our best player. He was the go-to, like, give him the ball and make something happen. Obviously, the injuries were disappointing, hopefully. Nothing. I think Calafiore might have tweaked his hammy, which is not good. He's had a lot of problems. There was a few players who struggled, weren't they? On that left-hand side again. Martinelli, I don't think he got past that guy all game, did he? That big guy, man. He just didn't want to know.
He had an assist for the goal, but apart from that, he was pretty...
Madueke has his usual brilliant and terrible... I think one of them went over the roof.
You know what I mean? They lost the ball. I found it at Forest.
But he scored a great goal.
It was a great goal. I do think there's a few players in the summer that, even if we win the league, you're going to have to say, look, we've got to move some of these guys on now. Jesus, really quiet. And Havertz, I thought, struggled a little bit. I know he had to play a bit deeper. The formation was crazy, wasn't it? Back three and then like everyone in front of them. I thought Norgard did well, solid again in a tough game. But yeah, Max was the standout one. He was the headline maker of the game, and just got so much quality with the ball at his feet, and the way he dribbles past people. So yeah,
two 16-year-olds playing in the game. So that was amazing. And like you said, Max Dowman, like.
Gets you off his seat, don't it?
Gets you off his seat. He's one of them players that you're like, give him the ball, man. That time when he drove through the middle of the pitch and they did that little
double
thing,
touch.
Double touch. If he'd have scored that as a 16-year-old, if he'd have scored that goal, man. And I remember his dad told us that time when we were we? We
was in Hong Kong, weren't we?
Hong Kong, we saw him at the airport. His dad told us, isn't it, that his actual position is number 10.
That's the first time he's played there for us as well.
And he looked good there, man.
Really
like
good.
you said, Curtis, I want to see him involved before, He's a card you can throw on, innit? In a game, like, he's dangerous.
He's got us points in the league already this season, hasn't he? He won us a penalty early on in the season, so he's already contributed to the league season. And I think when you look at some of the players recently, Madueke, Jesus that you mentioned, obviously good goal for Madueke, but some of these players that maybe haven't performed how we expect them to lately, even Martinelli, Trossard, there's got to be room for him. And I know it's
Shame
the thing.
He can't play on the left.
We don't want to rush him and stuff like this, and I get it that people always speak about Wilshere and did we play him too much too early, and same with Saka even, people talk about that, but he's so good. Like, he's generally so good. I think he's the best I've seen personally. Obviously, I was a bit young when Fabregas was first brought over and stuff, but in terms of straight out of Hale End, he's probably the best I've seen in terms of Saka, Smith Rowe, Wilshere. I think at that age, Max Dowman is better than all of them, which is something to say. So, I mean, hopefully we might get, who knows, we got the luck of the draw recently. We might get a little Southampton or something later and we can see him start a game, but it's whether we're going to risk him in a Champions League quarter-final or a pressure game at the Etihad in the league, isn't it? So
I think he's got the temperament where you could throw him in.
I mean, I'd like to see it. I mean, I would be a bit worried if he did make a mistake and we decided to all jump on a young guy that's only just started, and there's where the pressure's there. If he makes a mistake or doesn't Eze like Eze did against Villa and doesn't track back his man or something, we concede. It's such high stakes. We're going to jump. There's going to be fans that are going to jump on him, no matter what.
I think it's like the last 20 minutes of games and all like that. Even if we need something. You know, even I just think like he can get the ball and he can drive us down, get us up to 20 yards and everything like that. The one thing I like about him, which we haven't got with anybody else, is when he gets the ball, his first thought is to go forward, whether it be a pass or driving pass or beating someone. When we play it, sometimes it's very, very like pass. It's all, he just gives you something different. And I would, you know, especially with Trossard being out now, like, and you know, I would definitely think that he's got a shout to be in and around the squad, and I definitely, you know, I know he's 16, but I didn't see a 16-year-old out there. No. That performance was so mature. You know, he knows when to take people on, doesn't he? Yeah. And he knows when to pass. There was a little move that he done where he just slowed the game down as well. Like, you know, I mean, you're thinking of a fella that, you know, you'd think like someone like an Odegaard at 24, that's his sort of thing. But you've got a 16-year-old kid dictating the pace of the game in a
tough game.
Tough game. I'm looking at that. I like to see his birth certificate. I don't believe he's 16. Like, I really don't. Like, you know what I mean? It's just unbelievably physically strong as well. First minute he gets fouled straight away. They put one on him, like, and I get what they're doing. Let's test him out, see if he wants to get the ball. But he's back up again and going for it again. You know, there are people when you know, like back in the day, like, let's smash him.
Yeah, let him know.
Let him know and see if he wants it or he don't. But he does. You know, I thought he was brilliant.
It was good to see Mikel rest a few players as well, because I was saying don't even put them on the bench.
Yeah, he done that, didn't he?
He did that. No Declan Rice, but you know, I would like to see Declan Rice at Leverkusen, though. You know, would you like to see him at Leverkusen? No, you don't.
No,
lying, man. He don't believe him.
No,
when you're on that plane, you want Declan Rice starting centre mid.
Do you know what? Do you know what I want? And I don't care what anybody says. I want Declan Rice starting against Everton, fresh. 5:30. That's what I want, you know.
He'll have had a week off though.
Yeah, he's had a week off, but like, you know, I'm just saying that's. I don't like, you know, all these. They're playing with issues. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it might catch up with it. I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Look, listen, I think
Declan Rice has to start against Leverkusen. We're going to get to that in a second. I just wanted to also mention, like, I felt a bit sorry for this kid, right? Because he made a little error for the goal. But I thought he was playing all right up until there. Marley
done okay.
He was the other 16-year-old. He was doing all right. He was doing all right, man. And I looked back at it. I think he could have been bailed out a little bit more by Mosquera. But then I guess if Mosquera jumps in on that and you foul him,
last man,
and then
red.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And knowing that player, he would have that crowd, everything. Do you see the referee would be quite quick to? So I guess it's just the right, you know. And then after that, could Kepa have kept that out? I mean, it's hit hard. Are we right behind it?
I thought it was a good finish.
I think
it's a good finish.
Sometimes them ones close to you.
Yeah, because you can't get down quick enough. But I thought all the youngsters did all right, man. Yeah. It was good.
Even that Jaden Dixon came on. I thought he did quite well.
He came on when it was a bit of pressure.
It was to be trusted.
It was an intense game, like at that stage, and they you know, I think he had to bring Timber on because of, you know, like, we didn't want to see that, but I think but he did bring him on when it was a little bit of a tense thing, and he done okay. He done okay.
It was good, man. So through to the next round, but it's Champions League time now, man. The Champions League is back, and it's a big game, man. Away at Bayer Leverkusen. You know, a couple of seasons ago, we saw what they were doing. They were going invincible in their league. Haven't been as good this season in the Bundesliga. I was chatting to a journalist from Bild on Friday, and he said to me that they've got quite a young team this season. So he said that they've been a bit hit and miss. But we can't be complacent against them because they beat Man City at the Etihad in the Champions League this season. So we've got to take this game seriously. Would you be resting players for this? I mean, no, I'm not.
I wouldn't rest Rice purely for the fact I would try and win this. You'd want to win this leg 2-3-0, ideally. So then we can take them to the Emirates and then potentially rest the Rice just before we play City as well. So I'd rather maybe Rice is 10% less fit to play against Everton, but then we can rest him against Leverkusen at home and then have him fully fit for City. Leverkusen all right. They've, like you said, they've had a few changes. They brought Ten Hag in really early and then got rid of him really early.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of the players there were Ten Hag signings, etc. And we see how that happened to Man United. They're not always the best choices. Their new manager, I don't know as much about, but I think they've got a young Algerian guy. I can't remember his name. I think he's a left winger. He played at AFCON. He's really good. So they've got a couple bright spots. So you've got Grimaldo as well on the left. Good player, good at set pieces as well. So he's going to be a threat. But I think overall, player for player, quality-wise, and like you said, their form this season, we've got to be looking to go there and take a lead, even at their stadium. You can say they beat City, but I mean, a few teams have beat City this season. It doesn't mean it's going to be a walkover, but I think if we turn up, get that first leg out of the way, go super strong for that first leg, get it out of the way, and then sort of look at resting for the second leg at home, maybe bring in an Norgard there, or maybe you bring in a Jesus or a Havertz or something instead of a Gyökeres against them in the second. But I think just try and get over the line first, because you don't want to go too little and then they get a 1-0 win and then come to the Emirates and part the bustle game and we're worrying and pressure, etc. So yeah, let's just go for it in that first leg.
Yeah, I expect us to beat them. They drew 3-3 at the weekend. They conceded like a late equaliser to Freiburg and they play a back three. I watched a little report on them saying they're conceding quite a lot of goals at the moment. The wingers are hurting them. So Saka and Martinelli for us. Martinelli's actually played well in Europe and he's scored a lot of goals. So I'm with Jack. I think we got to almost, I'm not saying end the tie, but I think we got to leave there with a win. You think about like the Inter Milan performance away from home, who were a better team than Leverkusen. You play like that, I think that'll be too much for Leverkusen. So yeah, I'm expecting a win. Yeah.
So are you resting then?
Oh, see, this is the thing. I'm not resting. Rotation. It's rotation.
Well, you're rotating them because you think they need a rest.
Would you play Norgard, Zubimendi in midfield?
Well, you know, Zubimendi's had a rest and he looks shattered as well. Like, you know, it's a difficult one.
You ain't resting no one, man.
At the end of the day, what I'm saying is no, not because for me, you know, where it went wrong for us a couple of seasons in the Premier League was when we played Aston Villa in between Bayern Munich and we rested a few players in the league game and it cost us against Aston Villa. I don't want that to happen. That Everton game for me is massive. You know what I mean? Like, we can go 10 points clear before they play me, and I have got that on my mind. I can't help that, like, you know what I mean? We're a long way off of getting to the Champions League final or whatever, like, you know. So I would be thinking if I'm going to rotate and rest, it would be in this game rather than the Everton game. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. And for me, you know, Declan Rice is such an important player in those league games. He is, you know. And I look at the last game he played against Brentford. He weren't at his Brighton. He wasn't at his best because I just think he's low on fuel. You know what I mean? And like I want him fueled up. So I would trust Norgard against. People turn around to me and go, "Oh no!" And this is the thing that I've had, like. You'll get people on at Mikel Arteta and having a go at him. Like, Norgard's not had enough minutes. He's been underused, Norgard. We don't use our squad, you know, rotation properly. Arteta doesn't do it properly. So when I say, we'll put Norgard in this one, everybody goes, no, you've got to play Declan Rice. So when are you going to play Norgard?
He just played, didn't he, at the weekend?
Yeah, so, but you
I mean, you
can't ask these guys, Robbie, to play Tuesday or Wednesday, Saturday, Tuesday and then Saturday again or Sunday again in the cup final, like, you know what I mean?
Why?
Because by the end of that they're going to be like run down. This is towards the end of the season. You can see that with Declan Rice and Zubimendi. I think that they've, because of Mourinho being injured as well, like I think that hasn't. I think if Mourinho was fit, and I said this, I think people would go along with this because there's a little bit of Norgard, but as you said, and I get that. Norgard done okay against Mansfield. It's only Mansfield. This is a different sort of a thing. But I do think that over these next few games, we've still got to rotate a little bit.
This is a very, very important game. Away at Bayer Leverkusen, right? It's the Champions League. Desperate to get through to the next round, right? You've got to play your best team. You know what I mean? We rotated at the weekend. That is using your squad. At the weekend,
you can't keep using your best team.
We've rested Gabriel. There's been no Saliba. We've rested Rice, Zubamendi. Gyökeres didn't play. All these players didn't play, right? They've had a rest. This game is absolutely huge. The first leg over there, the last thing you want to do, you go there and lose 2-0. Then all of a sudden, you're right up against it. Your best players have to play in this game. You've got to try and get...
your squad's not good enough, is it?
Of course it's good enough.
Well, not if you lose 2-0.
Huh? But no, you can lose 2-0.
Yeah, but
especially if you make too many changes.
I'm not saying make too many changes. I'm just saying I think he's going to,
He's going to go with his strongest team for this game.
He may go for that, then he's going to have to rotate against Everton.
Why would you have to rotate against Everton?
Because you see what's happening with
played on Wednesday and then you don't play against Saturday.
Trossard's gone down now. You know what I mean? We've got no Ben White at this moment in time. We've got no Calafiori now. Do you think?
Well, we don't know. We don't know. I'm saying
with someone
like those injuries weren't as bad as.
They keep getting him. Hincapie's had to come on in the first half.
He said they're niggles, right? I keep saying this to you, right? Because of the size of the squad he's got this year, he's able to just, if a player's got a little niggle, get off. We're not going to risk you at all. Get off. That's what you can see. It's obvious that's what he's been doing.
Rice has got a niggle, but you're not saying that of him.
He's just rested though, man. Ain't played, didn't even go to the game, ain't done nothing.
He's got a niggle.
Been chilling at home, right? These players, right? They've got these games. They're gonna play in them. This is what they've been bought for. They are fit guys, man. They're used to this. They're used to playing. What was the game we played the other day where they'd had a week off and then they came back? They looked even rustier than normal. I forgot what game. Was it Chelsea?
May have been Chelsea.
Your Declan Rice is used to playing every 3-4 days. They're all used to it, right? And you're right. They've been looking a little jaded the past. They had a rest of the weekend.
I don't know if that's all I'm saying.
You think he needs more of a rest?
I just need more of a rest and all. I go back to Alex Ferguson when he done it at Man United. I remember it they was going for. I think it might have even when they was going for a treble. He'd give Schmeichel a week off and he'd give a couple of the Roy Keane a week off. Just to refresh their batteries, ready for the end of the season.
There's argument against that because at your exact point there, I remember Wayne Rooney spoke about that exact season. It was the season they won more than one, and Rooney was on the bench for the Carabao Cup final or League Cup final for Man United, and Fergie had said to him that he's rested him for the final, and Rooney sat there thinking, he's going, we've got the Prem and the champs, but Rooney sat there thinking, mate, you're taking the piss. It's a final. I want to play. It's a cup. And sometimes, obviously, we're not in the final, but sometimes Rice might want to play against Leverkusen in the Champions League. Some of these guys might want to play.
We're not resting him in the final. I'm not saying resting him in the League Cup final. I'm saying, you got a two-legged fair, you know what I mean? Nothing's decided after the first leg, you know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. I'm not dismissing it or whatever. I'm just saying.
He's been doing interviews on Sky talking about Ballon d'Ors and stuff like this. So if he wants to be in them conversations,
I wouldn't even rest him for the second leg.
Keep playing.
Not unless we smash them in the first.
Unless it's that. The second game we play on the Tuesday and then the next game's on the Sunday.
That's the cup final.
Saturday, Tuesday is a big thing, you know what I mean? Not a lot of recovery sides.
We have got the thing of City play Madrid before the cup final, whereas...
So you've got to hope they're having a more difficult game than us.
I mean, most likely, unless there's a shock, they're going to have to play their strongest team in the second leg because they're either going to be 1-0 up or 1-0 down. It's going to be close. Whereas we do have that opportunity, whereas if we play to the best of our abilities, we have got in our locker to beat a Leverkusen a 3 or 4-0 or 3-1. That is a possibility compared to where you say Man City, Madrid.
That'd be the ideal situation and then rest them.
And then we can go
on the Chelsea one.
I wouldn't say
rest. First leg's important.
It might be a Saka, Rice, Saliba that we rest in the second leg and to keep the rest the same. But maybe a Rice for keeping fresh for the final. I understand that. But I think first leg,
I think it's
take as it comes right now.
This is the first time we're going for a long one. I do think that we don't want to be going in it all of the players jaded. You know what I mean? You're going to come up against teams like Everton once a week, Bournemouth once a week, Fulham once a week. You know what I mean? Those are the games where you don't want to be going in there with players flagging a little bit. So I do think that it's something that we'll have to look at. You know what I mean? Like, and I know we've got a squad for it. If Marino was available, I think it'd be a different scenario because he would slot in those games, and you know, unfortunately, he's not there. And the squad is. I know it's people are going about. The squad is getting a little bit thinner and thinner. Like 2 injuries down. Calafiori, I think, is more than a niggle, by the way. Like, you know what I mean? That was like hamstring.
That's Calafiori.
He's been injured a lot, and for second season at the club, man, he's missed a lot of football.
Big fan of his as well, but it just.
I honestly think Hincapie pushed ahead of him now. I think he looks more solid defensively. But I get your point about resting Rice. I just think the Champions League knockouts away from home against a dangerous team, I don't think Arteta will be resting him. But I do understand your point. But I think you've got to pick and choose.
Yeah, there's going to be somewhere like pick and choose. And I'd rather pick and choose in the Champions League than the.
I don't think you view the Champions League the same, do you? I put it on the same level as the Prem for me.
You're looking at it like a joke or something.
No, I'm not looking at it as a joke, Rob. That is out of order saying something like that. Well, my priority is to win this league. You know what I mean?
If you want to sign a star above that badge.
If you listen, I get all of that. I'm speaking to people going, you know, when you go to these crowns, and it does wind me up when I go like, where's your Champions League and all that. Like, I do get that, but for me, the league is the one. You know, if you was to say to me like Champions League or Premier League, I'm always going to say the league, because the cup competition is a cup competition. There's a little, but that's me. That's not everybody, and I get that. Like, you know, and listen. You tell me what I'm going to go in Germany. I'm not going to be nowhere near as nervous as I am on Saturday. Nowhere near.
That's true.
Only because it's 2 legs. But the thing is, let me just remind you as well, right? Looking at the playoffs, right? Leverkusen, they played Olympiacos, right? First leg, which was away this is why he exactly going to the point we're saying. First leg, which was away in Leverkusen, in Olympiacos, right? They went there, they beat them 2-0. Second leg, 0-0 at Leverkusen. So job done from the first game. That's why that first game is so important, because you know, at home they just dug in, and you know what I mean. Yeah. So, and we saw so many of those ties over there in them playoffs and stuff like that, where teams basically got the job done in the first leg. Bodo Glimt, same thing. Even though they won the second game, but really they've won it from the first game, because that first game,
we did it last year, didn't we? We did it last year, didn't we? Was it PSV last year?
Battered didn't we? Away.
Battered them 7-1.
Rotated at home.
And then we 1-1s. I mean.
So
I get that, and I think that come next season, I think you've got to get someone in that's going to give Declan that.
Oh yeah, we need a midfielder,
definitely. As you're saying, I don't think we've got that at the moment.
Tonali.
Well, we want something like, because when you look at it like he's going to go to a World Cup after this. You know, there's going to be a time when you're going to say to Declan, right, you've got to have 4 or 5 weeks off. You know what I mean, like to recover and get something. So I think that's something they've got to look at next season.
Arteta surely got to have a conversation with Thomas Tuchel and say, look, even if they're in the squad, they've got to be playing minimal minutes.
Yeah, for the
World Cup?
No, in this international break at the end of March, 2 friendlies. You know, Rice is playing the World Cup. He don't need to be playing 90 minutes.
They don't even need to take Rice, does he?
No, or Saka really, but he probably will pick them, but reduce minutes maybe. And
it is going to be interesting, because you've got like Man City's, Chelsea's, Newcastle's, Spurs as well. Like, you know what I mean? They're in the Champions League at this moment in time. Like, you know. Liverpool as well. All these players, surely if they're in there, they've got to be able to come, hold on a minute, we've got a Champions League game next week. You know, he's got to try and do that, hasn't he, or not?
Hopefully, but Rice seems to play every minute.
And Saka as well.
Yeah, so, you know, hopefully he will take that into account.
Yeah,
but
even our backup, if we want to bench Saka for England, we're going to play Madueke there. So it's another one of our players that are going to be used. I think we forget Madueke, as an example. He played all of last season, then played the whole of the Club World Cup, had a very short break, came and played for us, and he's probably going to be going to the World Cup again. That guy has not had more than 3
He
weeks
hasn't
off.
played that much for us. Though,
Obviously,
really,
yeah, minutes-wise, he's not got as much as Rice. But for Chelsea, he's obviously playing a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think next season there's a new break, isn't there? There's a new break in.
And then,
So we're going to have a month off or something, 3 weeks.
There's only like 2 in there, or is it one at Easter? And
They've put the October and like September, and you know them 2 international breaks you always have right at the start. They've combined them, so there's only 1 international break now, but it's a long one. So it's like 3 weeks or something.
It's not really a break though if you're an international.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. Which literally every player in our team is.
Yeah.
There's still not a break really. It's still not a proper break where those players get a proper, rest. But going back to the game, and I know you do your show with Ty. Ty, by the way. I forgot that.
I've got a story to tell that. So.
Tell him that story about Ty.
Well, gets out of the game. You can imagine it like, standing there and Ty's there like,
After the game.
After the game.
Yeah.
And he comes out, he's irate. He just walks up to me, I want them down. I want I want Mansfield. I said, well, like, they've been great, No, I want them down. They've been calling me things, they're a disgrace. I want them down. Like, I mean, and this old couple walked past and said, oh, well done, congratulations, good luck in the next round. Like, he went, I want them to stay up. I want you to stay up. It just changes like that.
I'm telling you, I go, just because 1 or 2 Mansfield guys gave you stick, it doesn't mean
the whole club.
He was actually sat near me during the game, man. He's a character, man. He's a character. When they were singing second again,
he don't like that one, does it?
There's nobody going, it's banter. I go, Ty, it's banter. I thought it was funny, right? Yeah. We're singing things back at them, you know what I mean? The Arsenal fans are singing, say hello to Tottenham, and things like that. I go, yes, banter. He goes, yeah, but I didn't sing it.
There's a couple of young kids, about 15, 13, 14, 15. They said, it's all right to have a photo and all that. And he goes, was you singing that song? And one of them went, yeah. And the other one went, no. So he says, I'll have a photo with you then.
No, honestly.
He's patriotic.
I never met no one like him.
He's a legend.
If you want someone to defend Arsenal till they died,
it's him,
like there was a war on the front line. He's Arsenal versus. He put him right at the front.
Yeah.
He will not. I'll tell you, he's funny, man. But
he's funny.
Yeah, I know you're doing you'll be doing the sort of predicted 11 with him. But to get you guys, obviously, like, what 11 would you want to see?
Yeah, pretty strong. I mean, if player for player, David Raya back in net, Timber right back. I guess the only change I could see making is maybe Mosquera for Saliba. He's obviously, it was a niggle or whatever for the game he missed the other day, and then this one, he was just out, probably rested for Mansfield. But if there is a player that maybe needs a rest and we could do without, it's probably Saliba in terms of Mosquera's more than capable to back him up. So yeah, I'll go Mosquera, Gabriel, Hincapie.
What if Calafiori was fit?
Even if Calafiori's fit, go Hincapie. I think, well, he only played, 15, 20 minutes on the weekend. And like we were saying earlier, I think he's took his place. I think Calafiori on his day, I mean, if you had to pick out a performance this season, you'd probably say Calafiori's had the better performance if you had to pick a one-off. But in terms of reliability, your defender, you want to keep that back four the same. And Calafiori, unfortunately, it's not like it's just happened. It's been 2 seasons now where he'll play 10 games, pick up an injury, miss 3, play 4. Another, it's going back to his days even at Roma and in the Serie A. So, yeah, Hincapie left back, midfield picks itself really. Zubimendi, Rice and Eze. Don't think Ødegaard's back yet. I think their international manager said end of March. So maybe for the cup final, I'm not sure. So them 3. And then the front line, Gyökeres, Saka, and then left wing, I can't lie, it's up for grabs. I remember at the start of the season, we did try Madueke there. And I'm not saying he looked great, but it might be worth a try because at the moment, no one's looking great there. Martinelli's looked poor. I know he's looked good in Europe, so maybe because it's Europe, he'll perform. But in terms of all-round reliabilities, Trossard and him have been really below standard.
Why is it happening as well, though?
I thought they both started the season well as well. You had Martinelli and playing well with City.
But whoever plays, whoever starts, don't do well.
Whoever starts, you want him to come off for the other one, innit? You're like, get him off.
This guy he said to me the other day, play 10 men and just bring one of them on. It'd be like psychological. Play 10 men for 10 minutes. They go, yeah, right, what are you warm up going on now? You play better.
Yeah, literally, flip of the coin. Whoever wants to play left wing.
Front, Havertz or Gyökeres?
Gyökeres, yeah, it's got to be Gyökeres. I think, past couple weeks he's played himself into form, hasn't he?
You're itching to get Havertz in the team.
I'm not.
Mate, you know more than anyone. I'm Team Havertz, mate. But I think
Havertz. People going about Havertz this week. Listen, Havertz. It was all about getting him some minutes under his belt on Saturday, which was good. And I liked his performance coming off the bench, and I see that for the next couple of weeks. Him, sharing it with Gyökeres really, but Gyökeres has got. I didn't think he was very good against Brighton. I don't think you can just sort of say, "Oh right, that's a performance where you're guaranteed to play in the next game." That's my opinion. So he needs to step up, and I'm not just talking about his goals, just general play. When Havertz come on against Brighton, we look so much better when the ball's going up there. And I do think that, if the ball keeps bouncing, you know what it's like as a striker. The ball keeps bouncing off a striker, you're not making your runs as you should be from midfield, because you're thinking, is he going to, but when it went into Havertz, you know he's going to control it. So I feel it's a massive game for Gyökeres. He has that game, didn't he, against Spurs, and you think, right, that's it. But then you look at Spurs and I think,
But he did win Player of the Month, didn't he?
Yeah, he
has had a bit.
One bad game.
Brighton game was poor, but
very poor.
And I suppose the other thing, Leverkusen, Havertz's former club, isn't it? Hincapie's former club as well. But I think because he's been out a few times, just to ease him in a little bit. I suppose what you could do, just thinking ahead, you could put Havertz in the 10, move Eze to the left, but then Eze hasn't really been at his best on the left. But that left-hand side's a problem at the moment.
Yeah, it is.
Do you know what I mean? But I think for this game, you go Martinelli on the left, Eze in the 10.
I just want
to, up top.
Grab hold of Gabby and just say, just do it. This is your opportunity now to really. There was a couple of fans that were behind us on Saturday. It was just on him all the time. You know what I mean? But I will say one thing about him, and I'll give him the credit for it. He never hides. Even though he was having a shocker, he still wants the ball and he's giving it, but he don't hide away from it, But he needs to perform now. I do think that Saka, and if it is Martinelli, from now on, you just feel that Saka will do it. But this left-hand side someone's got to take it now and say, right, this take us to the title, take us to, because it's not good enough. Keeps breaking down on the left-hand side.
If you wanted to do something wild, imagine putting Max on the right and Saka on the left.
Don't like Saka on the left.
He's not going to do that, is he? But can he do something different but I don't, look, like you said, I think now...
Well, even when Eze's gone out there, ain't done well, it is. Whoever goes out there,
cursed.
Since Alexis, you know what I mean? Imagine if we had him.
Apart from in Europe, though. Martinelli's been brilliant on that left-hand side in Europe. He's been causing threats. He's pacing behind. He's been in Europe. He's been brilliant. How many goals has he got in Europe? He's quite a few. So in Europe, I have no problem with him starting. And I think I'm more or less going with the teams that you guys are saying. Hincapie has been absolutely brilliant. He has been superb, man. And going back to your ground where you used to play week in, week out, that does account for a lot, because you understand, you know what to expect, you know the environment. So
do you think he feels he's an Arsenal player now then? Do you know what I mean? So he's going to go there.
Listen,
we're doing the deal, aren't we? I think it's
we're doing the deal.
Done.
Yeah. The fans love him.
Yeah. I heard you singing the song to him on the TV. I could hear
his song, the fans absolutely love him.
Yeah, a little smile on his face when he done.
So he knows he is a fully fledged Arsenal player. I was once again, as I was saying earlier when I was doing an interview for Build, I was saying that to them. I was going there because they were asking me about Hincapie, and I was saying, hey, what a player. And they was going, at Leverkusen he was top. You know what I mean? So, and now we see why because at the time we was like, well, we've got Mars Lewis Skelly there, we got Calafiori there. But I think what he's got over both of them, he's got pace, hasn't he? Like that. You saw that right at the end of the game.
That challenge,
he went over, sprinted over and just got that challenge in. He's just got that pace. And he's good getting forward. He offers a lot getting forward as well. You know what I mean? And he's solid and he can play left back, centre back. He's a very, very good player. So want to see him. Rice has to start for me. this is a huge game, right? And your big time players like Rice is a must for me in this game. And the great thing is, like you said, they've all had a rest. Gabriel's had a, they have to put his feet up, didn't even have to travel.
Yeah.
Saliba, if he's fit, plays, but like you said, we could put Mascara in if he's not, save him for Everton. And then up front, I would start Gyökeres. Yeah, he didn't play well against Brighton, but previous to that, he's been playing well. And we all know as strikers, you can just have games where you're kind of snuffed out of a game. But this is a big game for him, you know. Away from home, you know, go and... Which he's done all right in Europe as well.
He's got a decent record.
He's done all right.
And this is what we bought him for, isn't it?
Yeah, he's done all right in Europe. And then you've got the options of Havertz. Again, Havertz, who used to play for them, so he'll know the place, he'll know the terrain as well. That's an option. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the game. You know, we're going to be there, me and Lee. Never been to Leverkusen before, so it's a new place to go to. Football's always enjoyed games in Germany. You know, I just find like the way they manage and put games on is very similar to how we do it over here in the UK, if not even better. You know, and there's never issues. You know, like you go to Italy and things like. If we'd have got Atalanta, you know, as Lee was telling,
well, you see that Celtic Rangers game at the weekend.
Oh, that was mad, wasn't it? You know,
crazy.
So Italy, France, them places like very hostile when you go. Whereas you go to Germany, it's hostile in the right way. It's hostile in that their fans will make incredible noise, and Leverkusen will be no exception. But it's done in the right way. You know what I mean? You're not kept in 3 hours after a game and stuff like that. So I'm really, really looking forward to the game. But this is a big game for Arsenal. And the other thing is as well, where it's really important to do well in that game, it's all about momentum now, isn't it? You don't want to go to Leverkusen, lose, then you got Everton at the weekend, they're rubbing their hands thinking, oh, they lost, they had a struggle. You know, go and put in a positive result, feel good about ourselves, then go into the Everton game, because, you know, that won't be an easy game. Everton been doing well on the road, you know, and I'm sure we drew with Everton last year at home, didn't we?
0-0.
Yeah. You know, so...
Set pieces as well. I mean, we struggle. I know we love scoring them, but we struggle recently in defending them.
Yeah.
And you've seen their tactics for corners.
Crowding up players and stuff like that.
They're as bad as us. So,
it's going to be, you know, it's every game now. Yeah. Every single game, there's something on it. It's tough. But this is what we want. Yeah. It's what we want. We want to be in all these competitions. You know what I mean? Last year, we were out of everything apart from the Champions League, innit? The league was finished.
League was done.
By this stage, the league was finished, was out of the FA Cup, was out of the Carabao Cup. We have nothing. All we had was really the Champions League. And then even then we were like, we're going to be out of that because we're playing Real Madrid. And this was a competition that gave us something, wasn't it? Yeah. We had a great win over Real Madrid. We were all buzzing, you know, thought maybe we could do it. And let's not forget, last year, we come close to winning this.
If it weren't for Donnarumma, I reckon we'd have won it. I'm telling you, man.
We come close to winning this, so we've got a great shout again. But we've got to, we got to treat this game like we're playing Real Madrid. I don't want us to treat it like, it's Leverkusen. And that's where I kind of differ a bit with Lee, where it's like resting players and that. I'm like, nah.
Remember years ago when we got Monaco? We went, Monaco, man. Martial ran all over us. We were like, and Giroud couldn't score. Do you know what I mean? So you got to be careful.
Another time we did the Sporting game as well. Remember we got Sporting, didn't really, you know what I mean? And then I think Mikel Arteta, you've seen the way he's been dealing with this competition all this season. He's been taking this serious, man. He put out strong teams, even certain games where we're thinking, maybe he might rest a few. He ain't really, has he? He's gone pretty strong in the Champions League. So I expect him to do that again. Prediction time?
What's at the table up there?
Let's get the table up.
There seems to be something wrong with the table.
No one got it, did they? No.
I got, didn't I say, I said 3-1, man, and I was there, and I was going, come on, one more goal, man. And
Jesus at the end, when
Jesus said I was getting vexed, I was like, come on, man. 3-1 I had.
Kenya gave me 3-1 as well, so I was also open for 3-1.
I went 2-0, I did.
I went 3-0.
3-0.
Yeah, I didn't get
So we was out of it early doors.
As soon as they scored, we were done.
So, Lee, you're first. You're still in the league. Oh, just by 1 point.
Just by 1 point. I'll keep with me.
You're very quiet.
2-0 judges.
Yeah, I'm going to go for 2-0. I think it'd be a tough game, but
It's just a little tactic he's got.
He loves it.
Because he goes first 2-0 every time.
Yeah.
No, I don't go 2-0 every time.
What did you go last week?
2-0. Yeah, making me change. I'm torn between. I think we could actually get 3 in this game. I think it could be 3-1. I think.
Go on then.
No, 2-0.
Oh, yeah, sure. 3-1.
3-1.
3-1. Got to beat you somehow.
I think I'm going to go 2-1 again.
Oh, all right.
Aye. Let's go with the judge. 2-0.
Come on, Here we go.
He's top of the league. He must know what he's talking
I'll get you
about.
off that bottom of the league. I'll get you off that bottom. Don't worry about that.
Good, these guys are.
Jack's got the most predictions right, though.
I know,
6.
6.
Mate, if I have my minus points, I'll be on like 50 points by now.
Yeah, you'd have won the league already.
I've got at
How many points you had deducted? 4?
least 10.
Nah, not 10.
10.
Come on.
I've had 4.
10.
4 last week. Yeah.
No, 2.
2 last
But
week.
you did 2 and 2 on the show. I watched both shows. I watched them from start to finish. And you told Ryan in the first show, minus
you
him
only
2
had 2
points.
off it.
And then in the second show, you went, Ryan showed the new table, and you'd minus me 2 points again. And Robbie and Curtis are muddled up at the bottom. So yeah, I watched it. And
cross.
So
today,
at least you've had at least 6 points, so you would have been like 5 points clear at this stage.
and you know, we like minusing points off me, but we're going to remember the fact
A bit
that...
like Chelsea, you've got no discipline, you know.
Yeah, I'm happy to take a point off
yeah,
that.
I feel
Rob's got to have a point take.
You would be able to
Forget the
take a
M1.
Yeah,
You would be able to take a point.
5 minutes has got to be at least 1 point.
Yeah, look how far I am behind you, man. He's still trying to take points from me.
Me and Robbie are like Burnley and Wolves.
What do you get?
innit?
Your exact score is 3 points, isn't it?
Yeah, 3 points for a win.
I'd still be off you. You know what I mean? So, yeah,
It's
okay.
playing risky,
okay.
man. Playing it
Okay.
risky, but you know, just remember that.
There's some big predictions to come
So
up, man.
it's gotta
Cup
get the job
final
done.
and that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, should get an extra point for the cup final.
I think we should.
Yeah,
a little bonus for there
bonus
if you
point.
get that one, yeah.
Exact score right,
Yeah.
bonus point, man.
It's a
What, the
final.
score and the goal scorer or something like
Yeah,
that?
maybe we'll do something for the final.
Yeah.
So we still
All right,
haven't got our paddles in, have
should we
we?
do that for this game as well? A goal scorer. Just throw that in for the Champions League first leg.
First goal
So what do you get? An extra point? Just the first goal scorer?
Yeah.
First
An
goal
extra
scorer, an
point.
extra point.
All right, go on then. Let's go in the same
Go on, Lee.
order.
Go on then, Lee.
Where do I go? Do I go with...
I know I'm going.
Yeah, I'm thinking Martinelli, but I'm not 100% sure. I've got to go with someone that's going to... I'm going Saka.
I'm going to go Eze.
Jokeris.
I'll go Martinelli.
Yeah, we'll keep it different.
Force me to go Martinelli, really. And do you know what? I was going to go Gabriel.
Yeah, I was thinking he's going to go
He
Gabriel.
hasn't scored for a while. I'll go Martinelli. Little through ball.
next time, next show, I think we're doing the next one.
So we've got
Scrambled.
all sorts of pressure now. Goal scorer.
Jokeris.
Jokeris score. I'm gonna be like,
Scrambled.
no, what's he doing?
Where's the
VAR it out.
Offside.
So that's first goal scorer. Has to be
Just
first goal scorer.
scorer. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So if Bayer Leverkusen score first, or
It's
no,
just
that's done. And if
No,
anybody else...
our first goal
Just
scorer.
our first goal
our
scorer.
first
And
goal
even if
scorer.
they
Right, so
score
if
first.
Gabriel scores, then there's no one gets a
No one
point.
gets
Yeah,
it.
no one gets it.
No one gets it.
Yeah.
Okay, set the rules out fair and square.
But we need to make our change that the comment gave us. The last show I was on, he told us that new idea about we need to write our
Yeah,
score.
well,
yeah,
we've
yeah.
all...
We saw that.
It.
But we did the
Production's
production.
We'll get that
2
for
weeks
next
ago
week.
that was.
Production.
Production.
Yeah, we need that.
We need
for
that.
the cup final.
Yeah. So then
Show
we
your
can,
scores.
Yeah, we have to repost that ad. Get rid of Ryan. Yeah, All right, let's get into our comments of
Comments.
the day.
got a good one.
He's got a new job now, Ryan. Yeah.
I've got a good one
He's
here.
a taxi driver.
This guy, Mark Arnold, right? I don't know if you remember from the show last week, he said, Lee couldn't find a comment supporting him, so he went off memory from his mate. Remember that one? He was like, where's your comment? He's like, no, my mate said this.
I saw that as well.
Tottenham fan.
I saw it.
Yeah, his
That
mate
is actually a brilliant comment. That is actually
Big
a
up
brilliant.
Mark
I love
Arnold.
that. Big up Mark Arnold. I like that one.
Mark, up yours.
Have you got an actual comment?
I've
this
got
week,
really
yeah?
Simple T1. I thought this is a good one. Lee will rest Rice last game of the season so that he'll be fresh for the first game next season.
Hey, very relevant. Very relevant.
That's a very good one. I'll tell you what. Some good comments this week.
If we're going to keep sticking with the Lee Judges theme, I found this one from Matt Dyer 1174 that said, I had a mate that kept drinking Jack Daniels every time he heard Lee Judges say, nah, I mean, like, he sadly passed away, Dave. That was good.
Sure, wasn't it? I mean,
JR says, I hear what Lee is saying, but I would do it the other way. Try to get the job done on the first leg so that he can rest. This is all about Rice, obviously.
Yeah.
Rest in the second leg going into the City game. But his example of Saliba being out and Mosquera coming in is a perfect example. But the best way is to get the first leg done, if possible, by 2 goals minimum, then rest Rice, even another player for the next leg. So, main thing is just go and win it, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoever's playing, let's go and win it. But listen, guys, I'm looking forward to that game. We'll be back on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday evening, right? Where
we won't be in the studio.
Yeah, because we would have just got back from Leverkusen. So we will be back. We'll be talking about that game and looking ahead to a huge game against Everton.
Say one note just for the viewers at home. I just wanted to say, Dot Rotten, rest in peace. Guy passed away today. Big Arsenal fan.
I saw that.
Just wanted to say, rest in peace. Thoughts with your family, and big up Dot Rotten.
He's a rapper.
Yeah, he's a rapper, grime artist. He's been around for years and years and years. Some sad news today, and I had a lot of friends connected with him, so I just wanted to put a message out there. Dot Rotten, rest in peace, and big up to your family. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah. All right, on that note, thank you very much, and don't forget to subscribe here to AFTV. Follow the show. We're here twice a week with Fourever Arsenal. Thanks, Lee, Curtis. Thank you, Jack, and thanks to you guys, and we'll be back on Thursday.